Hello everyone. In this video I want to show you guys how can you make a pixel art and then animate it and then use the Unity as your animation. So to be able to show what I mean, like we need to first draw something, right? Don't worry about layers first, but you can just draw it. So I'm gonna like draw something quick just to demonstrate, but anything you can draw you'll be able to use it. So imagine we have a character, right? This will be the chest, and let's say they have short legs. This is our character, okay? I want to give it some color because I don't want it to be all empty. How about we do this green color? So we go to bucket tool. I mean, learning this program is another topic. So let's say this is your drawing, okay? This is the thing you want to animate. First of all, what you want to do is like you want to be able to move parts specifically, like differently apart from each other, okay? So because of that, I want to separate the parts. So for example, I can rename this layer body, and then I can add another layer, okay? And in this layer there is nothing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the body layer. You're going to click on Lasso Selection, or you can do Rectangle Selection. And with the Lasso Selection, you can kind of just like grab anything you want. So let's say we want to grab the head, okay? But since this part is empty, I can be more relaxed with it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of grab all of the head, okay? And then I'm going to just do Control X, and then I'm going to go to the other layer and go to Control V, okay? And now I can rename this layer head. So now you can see that they're in two different layers now, okay? And I'm just gonna show idle animation, so I don't need to move the arms and legs, but if you wanted to, you could do that. And then this is the animation, by the way, but you can't see anything here because there's no other layers. So if I make a new layer, you can see now it's going in between at the layer where there's our guy, and then later there's nothing. So I'm gonna actually duplicate this frame, so we can see they're the same now, so you don't see anything. And then we're gonna select the move tool. Actually, I'm gonna make, okay, let's do this, okay? I'm gonna move the head by 1 pixel, and I'm gonna duplicate the frame. And then I'm gonna duplicate it again, and this time I'm gonna move the head by 1 pixel, and I'm gonna move the body by 1 pixel. No, I shouldn't have done that actually. I want to duplicate it again. So what you want to do is have the head down in these two layers, and then up here, and then have the body down in these two layers, which gives it the feeling of a animation. So now here you can see that it's moving too fast, by the way. So I'm going to reduce it. And also here's the other problem. If you can see, when they separate, there's the empty gap, right? And we want to fix that. So what I'm gonna do is actually, while I'm on the body layer, okay, I am gonna like complete the shape so that it doesn't look empty like this. So let's imagine they have a hunched back like this, and then we can, with O you can select the color, and then with B bucket tool you can color it. So because there's no head here, it like assumes this is all one piece. So I think this was the only layer where they separate. So now if you go to preview, you can see, I mean, we should actually correct for that. You can see you won't see any empty spaces, and your character will be moving. Okay, so then here's what you do. You're gonna click export. The Gifs, I couldn't make it work, but the PNG format worked for me. So since you have 4 frames, it's gonna save it as a single image with like the 4 frames. So you wanna say download. We're gonna say I don't know. We're gonna say player, and then we're gonna go to Unity. I was just playing around with another animation, but I'm gonna show you how to do this one. You're gonna say import new asset, or you can drag it in. Doesn't really matter. Okay. we are going to get our player. Now, as you can see, this is a single image, right? Now, we're first going to say this is a multiple sprite, and that pixels per inch is important. It obviously depends on whatever pixels you use, but I have 128 to 128, so I'm going to choose that. I'm going to apply. Then I'm going to go to Sprite Editor. Here, you can either cut these manually, or like you can just use the easier method if it's like a nice and even number. I'm going to say slice it by cell count, and I'm going to say do 2 by 2 because I have 2 by 2 frames. So now it did that, so I'm going to apply. Now you can see that my sprite turned into 4 tiny images. Now say I drag the first one, okay, and now as you can see, it's very tiny, but here's my player, okay. Now let's say that I want to animate this, so we first need to make an animation. We're gonna make an animation, and let's call it idle player, and then we're gonna go to the animator here. We're gonna click on our player, okay, and then we're gonna we're first gonna open the animation, then click on the player, and then we're gonna say create, and I'm gonna say idle player, okay, replace it, whatever. Now you're gonna, with control clicked, you're gonna select all the 4 images and you're gonna drag them here. So now if you play it, you can see that your character is being animated, but it's being animated super fast because we're at like 60 frames. Whereas if you remember on the Piscal, we down from 12 to 8 frames. So if you do the 8 frames here as well, it's now much more smooth. And then now also this animation is saved in the animator here. Actually, it's this one, the animator here. So you can use Unity to put whatever rules you want to be able to just animate in that state, etc. But I hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.